Hello, Pizza Pax here, and we're back with the Wilds of Eldraine commander decks. So let's see what's in here. I think there's only 2 commander decks for this set. I'm not entirely sure. I make a habit of not looking at the lists ahead of time because I want to be just as surprised as anyone else as to what's in here. So let's see. Yep, that's a full case, and it looks like there's only 2 decks here. Yep, only 2. And these do have collector sample booster packs. Nice. So it looks like we have a green-white one, which is Virtue and Valor, and a blue-black one, which is Fey Dominion. Let's start with Virtue and Valor. Why? I don't know, I just picked it at random. So let's see what's in here. Nice rip on the bottom. Okay. Have to cut that top part to break these down. Nice recyclable packaging. Is always good. Yeah, do what we can for the Earth. Okay, so no cardboard standee of the base commander this time. Looks like we get 6 tokens now instead of what, 12 normally. We were getting like a divider and a set of tokens. Like normally there would be tokens here and here. It's a little bit of a cutback. It looks like we get 3 stun counters and 3 +1/+1 counters. And yeah, okay. Then there's this envelope thing. It's in here. Okay, so in the envelope, looks like we have our sample pack. It's nice that they're doing a little better job protecting these. We've had a few that ended up damaged. Got our fold-up deck box, and inside the fold-up deck box, we've got a unbranded, just standard branding. Spin down. Interesting. Wonder why they didn't design spin down for this. And this is just a tuck box too, which is much more simplified design than the clip top boxes that they've been using. Wondering if this is a cost-saving measure, a cost-cutting measure. Seems like it. Okay. Well, I got that handled. Little envelope. Toss that. Let's see. Got our normal insert, apparently. Oh. This one has a blurb about Face Commander, along with the standard art for the Face Commander, and then on the back, a little blurb on how to play the deck, and rules for Commander, plus a alternate version of the art for the Commander. That's nice. It's pretty standard. There. Alright. Oh. They have switched the ordering of cards in the pack, too. So let's get in a little closer and zoom in a little bit. Let's see what we have here. There we go. So, in the deck itself, There's the... I can see the quick pull piece, but I don't see a cutout for it. There we go. All right. So they moved the thicker etched version of the commander to the front, which is interesting. Not sure why they made that choice. It was nice having this in the middle, separating the tokens. It did make breaking these down a lot faster. So let's look at what we've got here. We've got Elevere of the Wild Court, 2 a green and a white, legendary human knight, 4/4. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, create a virtuous roll token attached to another target creature you can... Virtual roll token attached to another creature you control. Huh. Let's see. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. Whenever an enchanted creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Oh, nice. So kind of Enchantress-y style. We have Gilwain, Casting Director. We did pull a few of these from set boosters, so that's kind of cool. But 1 green and a white for 2/3 legendary human bard. Whenever it or another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, choose one, create a royal roll attached to a creature, create a sorcerer roll attached to a creature, create a monster roll attached to that creature. Oh, okay. Alright, we've got Liberated Livestock, 5 and a white, for a 4/6 cat bird ox. Okay. Whenever it dies, create a 1/1 white cat with lifelink, a 1/1 white bird with flying, a 2/4 white ox. For each of those tokens, you may put an aura card from your hand and or graveyard onto the battlefield attached to it. Wow, okay. That along with something like Eldrazi Conscription could be pretty busted. Oxdrover, 3 and a white, for 4/4 human peasant with vigilance. Can't be blocked by oxen. Whenever Oxdriver enters the battlefield or attacks, target opponent creates a 2/4 white ox creature token and you draw a card. Okay. Why is it giving that to your opponents? That seems odd. Songbird's Blessing, 3 and a white. For an enchantment aura, enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an aura. You may put that card on the battlefield. If you don't put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay, so we're a pants deck. Possibly like a Voltron style, not sure. Alright, Unfinished Business, 3 white, sorcery, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then return up to 2 target aura and or equipment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to that creature. Okay, that's pretty good. Why that didn't make it through standard, I don't know. Knick-Knack Oof, X and a green, or a 1/1 Oof. Enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. When it enters the battlefield, reveal the top X cards of your library. You may put any number of aura cards with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Then put all cards revealed this way that weren't on the put on the battlefield on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. It's almost a Genesis wave for auras. Giant Inheritance, 4 and a green. Enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +5/+5 and has whenever this creature attacks, create a monster roll token attached up to 1 target attacking creature. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return it to its owner's hand. Okay. Loamcrafter Fawn, 2 and a green, for a 3/3 Satyr Druid. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may discard 1 or more land cards. When you do, return up to that many non-land permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh. Okay, that could be useful. In some cases, it could be like a super-powered, or not super-powered, but a powered-up Eternal Witness, although it only gets permanents. Ember Paladin, 1 and a green, 1/1 artifact creature knight. As long as it's enchanted by exactly 1 aura, it has base power and toughness 3/3. If it's enchanted by exactly 2 auras, it has base power and toughness 5/5 and vigilance. And if it's enchanted by 3 or more auras, it has base power and toughness 10/10, vigilance, and trample. I could see this getting played in some Enchantress decks in Legacy, potentially. Or Boggles in Legacy, too. That would be pretty cool. Jani's Chosen, 2 white for 3/3 cat soldier. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white cat creature token. If that enchantment is an aura, you may attach it to the token. Angelic Destiny, 2 white, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +4/+4, has flying first strike, and is an angel in addition to its other types. When it dies, or when an enchanted creature dies, return Angelic Destiny to its owner's hand. Cool. Archon of Sun's Grace, 2 white, 3/4 flying lifelink Archon. Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink, and then Constellation, whenever an enchantment comes into play, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with flying. Austere Command, 4 white, sorcery, choose 2, destroy all artifacts, enchantments, creatures with mana value 3 or less, or creatures with mana value 4 or greater. Celestial Archon, 3 white for 4/4 enchantment creature Archon, with Bestow 5 white. Flying first strike, enchanted creature, and so Bestow, you can cast it for its Bestow cost as an aura, and then if it gets attached, it becomes a creature. I don't remember how that works with creatures dying. Enchanted creature gets +4/+4 and has flying and first strike. Daybreak Coronet. This needed a reprint. This is a staple among Boggles. Used to be super expensive. I'm not sure if it is now, but white, enchantment aura, enchant creature with another aura attached to it. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3 and has first strike, vigilance, and lifelink. Paladin of Countless Battles. 1 white for a 0/0 enchantment creature spirit with Bestow 2 white. It and enchanted creature get +1/+1 for each aura you control, and +1/+1 or for each creature you control, and +1/+1 for each aura you control. Oh, okay. Mantle of the Ancients, 3 white, enchantment aura, enchant creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, return any number of target aura and/or enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and enchantment attached to it. Wow. I'm not sure if this is a reprint or a new card, but that's busted. Core Spirit Dancer. This was one of the core cards for cards for Enchantress decks. Last big time Enchantress was in Standard, I think. It's been reprinted a few times too, but 1 and a white for a 0/2 core wizard. It gets +2/+2 for each aura attached to it, and whenever you cast an aura, you may draw a spell. Rome Cloaked Giant. This one was a great card back in Throne of Eldraine. 5 white for 7/7 Vigilant Giant, and it also has the adventure mode of Cast Off for 3 white, destroy all non-giant creatures. So, Retether, 3 and a white, sorcery, return each aura from your graveyard to the battlefield. Only creatures can be enchanted this way. So you can't use it to get back a bunch of curses. So, Shalai, Voice of Plenty, 3 and a white for 3/4 legendary flying angel. You, planeswalkers you control, and other creatures you control have hexproof. Or green, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Also, this can be an alternate commander. Starfield Mystic. Nice. 1 and a white for 2/2 human cleric. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever an enchantment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Starfield Mystic. Sun Titan. Nice. Used to be super expensive, now it's not. But 4 white for a 6/6 giant with vigilance. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you may return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Timely Ward. 2 and a white, enchantment aura. You may cast Timely Ward as though it had flash if it targets a commander. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has indestructible. Nice! Tithe Taker. 1 and a white for 2/1 human soldier. During your turn, spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast, and abilities your opponents activate cost 1 more to activate unless they're mana abilities. Afterlife 1. So when it dies, you create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. Umbra Mystic, 2 and a white for a 2/2 human wizard. Auras attached to permanents you control have totem armor. If an enchanted permanent you control would be destroyed, instead remove all damage from it and destroy an aura attached to it. Wow, that's really cool. Winds of Wrath, an oldie but a goodie. 3 white sorcery, destroy all creatures that aren't enchanted. They can't be regenerated. Oddly enough, I thought this was on the reserve list. I'm not sure why it wouldn't be. Eidolon of Blossoms. 2 green for 2/2 enchantment creature spirit. With Constellation. When it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Bear Umbra. 2 green, enchantment aura, enchant creature. And enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has whenever this creature attacks, untap all lands you control with totem armor. Enchantress's Presence. 2 and a green, enchantment. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. Indomitable Might. 3 and a green, enchantment aura flat with flash. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3. Enchanted creature's controller may have it assign combat damage as though it weren't blocked. So like Timberwolves or Rocks. Showing my age a bit. Rishkar's Expertise. 4 green for a sorcery. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. You may cast a spell with mana value 5 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. This was part of a really big rules change in Modern, or because of a deck in Modern a few years ago. Sanctum Weaver, 1 and a green for a 0/2 enchantment creature Dryad. Tap, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of enchantments you control. Great mana ramp in an Enchantress deck. Setessan Champion, 2 and a green for a 1/3 human warrior. With whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, a +1/+1 counter on it, and draw a card. Verdant Embrace. 3 green, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3 and has, at the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 green sapperling creature token. This basically turns things into, not Verdant Elemental. There was a card a long time ago that was a 7/7 that did this. Can't remember the name. The card for some reason. Canopy Vista. It's the forest plains that enters the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more basic lands. Can be fetched with fetch lands, which is nice. Castle Ardenvale. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control plains. Taps for a white, and then for 2 white, you can create and tap it. You create a 1/1 human creature token. Fortified Village. It's the green-white reveal land. Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Oh, nice. Is this from Modern Horizons or Modern Horizons 2? One of the two. But it's the Academy Ruins of for enchantments. Legendary land, taps for colorless, 1 and a white, put target enchantment from your graveyard on top of your library. Sungrass Prairie, it's the Odyssey filter land for green-white. Temple of Plenty, green-white temple. Danitha Capuchin, Paragon. 2 and a white for 2/2 legendary human creature, or legendary creature human knight with first strike, vigilance, and lifelink. Aura and equipment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Ethereal Armor, core part of Pauper Boggles and regular Boggles. It's just a good card. For a white, enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control and has first strike. Generous Gift. It's the white version of Beast Within. 2 and a white, instant, destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 green elephant creature token. There is actually a upgraded version of this in the new set that creates a 1/1 human instead. Sage's Reverie. 3 and a white, enchantment aura, enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each aura you control that's attached to a creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each aura you control that's attached to a creature. Nice. Spectral Steel. 1 and a white, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. 1 and a white, exile it from your graveyard. Return another target aura or equipment from your graveyard to your hand. Swords to Plowshares. We all know what this does, but for those who don't, it's a white instant. It's an instant for a white. Exile target creature, its controller gains life equal to its power. One of the greatest removal spells ever created. Transcendent Envoy. 1 and a white for a 1/2 enchantment creature griffin with flying. Enchantment spell or aura spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Ancestral Mask. Not sure if this is the first time being printed at common or not, but this is also used in Boggles. I think this has been printed at common before, but I'm not sure. 2 and a green, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 for each other enchantment on the battlefield. That's on the battlefield, not just that you control, on the battlefield. Aura Gnarlid. 2 and a green, 2/2 beast. Creatures with power less than Aura Gnarlid's power can't block it. And it gets +1/+1 for each aura on the battlefield. Nice. Careful Cultivation. This is from Neon Dynasty. 2 and a green. This actually goes infinite with Pilipala also. Enchantment creature aura. Enchant artifact or creature. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +1/+3 and has reach, and tap, add green. Channel. 1 and a green. Discard it. Create a 1/1 green human monk creature token with tap, add a green. Destiny Spinner. 1 and a green for a 2/3 enchantment creature human. Creature and enchantment spells you control can't be countered. 3 and a green. Target land you control becomes an XX elemental creature with trample and haste until end of turn. Where X is the number of enchantments you control, it's still a land. Kenrith's Transformation. One of the funniest ways to hose opposing commanders. 1 and a green, enchantment aura, enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green elk creature token, or not creature token, a green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3. Fertile Ground. Oldie bitty goodie. 1 and a green, enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color. Nice little ramp spell as well. Paradise Druid. 1 and a green, 2/1 elf druid. Has hexproof as long as it's untapped. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Let's see, adding Birds of Paradise into this deck. Snake Umbra. 2 and a green. Enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. Totem Armor. Sylvan Ranger. 1 and a green for a 1/1 Elf Scout Ranger. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle. Wood Elves would be good in this too. Ooh, Utopia Sprawl. Okay, so those were kind of pricey up until very recently. So it's nice to see this get a reprint. But for green, you have an enchantment aura, Enchant Forest. As it enters the battlefield, choose a color. Whenever Enchanted Forest is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of the chosen color. So keep in mind, if you enchant a non-basic forest, which there are several in the game, and an opponent plays Blood Moon, this does fall off, because it no longer meets the criteria to enchant the permanent. Warbriar Blessing. 1 and a green, enchantment aura. Enchant creature you control. Whenever it enters the battlefield, enchanted creature fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Enchanted creature gets +0/+2. Jukai Naturalist. Another one from Neon Dynasty. Green-white for a 2/2 enchantment creature, human monk with lifelink. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Fallen Bright Wings. 4 green-white. Enchantment aura, enchant creature. This was originally in the first Ravnica, if I remember correctly. Enchanted creature is flying. Whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green Sapperling creature tokens. Siona, captain of the Pyleas, or Pyles. Legendary creature, human soldier. Whenever this enters the battlefield, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal an aura card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Whenever an aura you control becomes attached to a creature you control, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Arcane Signet. Mana rock for your commander's color identity for 2. Soul Ring. Cost 1, taps for 2. Man Tower, land for your commander's color identity. Crimson Verge. Enters the battlefield, tap for a colorless. 2 tap, sacrifice it, search your library for a forest card and a plains card, put them on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. This does grab duels, so it does not state basic. Myriad Landscape. Enters the battlefield, tap for a colorless. 2 tap, sacrifice it, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards that share a land type, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Vitu-Ghazi, the City Tree. Tap for a colorless. 2 green-white, tap, create a 1/1 green Sapperling creature token. Tanglespan Lookout. 2 and a green for a 2/3 satyr. Whenever an aura enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. And this is actually from Wilds of Eldraine. Sir Armont, the Redeemer, also from Wilds of Eldraine. 3 green-white for 4/4 legendary creature, human knight. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create a monster roll token attached to another target creature you control. Enchanted creatures you control get +1/+1. There's some basics. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 forests. A lot of forests. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 planes. Now we get to our tokens. We have Pirate, that's a human soldier. Pirate, that's a Pegasus. These are 4/2 pirates that can't block. Another 1/1 human. See, then we have 5 fairies, and these are humans, Sapperling, 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 Sapperling. 2 copy tokens, and that is a royal and virtuous roll token, and then on the back of these we have monster and virtuous roll token. It's interesting that they doubled up on the roll tokens there. Huh. But yeah. That is... What is this deck called? That was Virtue and Valor from Wilds of Eldraine Commander. Well, thank you for joining me on this adventure. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, until next time, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.